Here we go. Welcome, everyone, to PRL Performance Racing League. I am HoopBK, and we have a 100% length race on your in your hands today. If we wait for everyone to load in. Uh-oh. That's not good. One-shot qualifying, 100% race. I think someone's already readied up. And I can't even do anything yet. So we'll hop right into one shot. Hopefully everyone's got their setups in. I doubt it. Everyone headed towards the line. Oh, it's gonna do this shit. Okay. Oh, excuse my language there. We're just gonna see. I don't even know how to approach this with one-shot qualifying. I think we'll just let everything happen and pick through it at the end. I was going to go through another, maybe a lap breakdown for Jeddah, but I'm pretty sure we've had some races here like within the last week or two, different tiers. So, 20-some corners, very high speed, a lot of blind corners. Midweek Tier 1, I think, actually kicked off their season here just 2 weeks ago. They had a massive crash here on the rear section. The lack of ghosting took out quite a few cars. We have a full grid for a full race around the streets of Jeddah, the Jeddah Corniche Street Circuit. It's like Justin and Ghost Viper, Bingo Jimbo, Gold Killer all contending for pole here as we watch Gold Killer head towards the line, run out of battery. Ghost Viper will be the first one across the line. He will have pole position. And we'll pick through the times in a moment. So Ghost Viper pits Justin by less than a tenth to pole position. Bingo Jimbo will start third next to Gold Killer. The V-Carbs on row 3, Jay Story and Godfather. Welcome, Godfather. Rossi and Rusty, row 4. Master and Frosty, row 5. There's Pharaoh and Turner, Rogue and Butler. We have Bolt and Craig and Jesper. And then some DSQs and DNFs, Goofy, Number, and CAC Supreme round out the 20-car grid. Eventful already. Jesper says he found a wall. The walls will tend to find you here. Now remember to not ready up. We've got a long race ahead of us, so everyone still needs to make sure they have their setups ready to go. I believe with the 100% we have no parc ferme. I hope. Some areas to keep an eye out on this circuit. Turn 1, very tight to the left, and then into a widening turn 2 to the right. See a lot of overtakes there after a DRS zone on the front straight. Turn 3, blind, and we see quite a few cars, we've seen quite a few drivers lose their front left tires by turning in too early and smacking the wall, shearing off that wheel, and ending the race prematurely. And I believe it's turn 5 or turn 6. You have a big curb on the exit that I like to call the rail grind because you will bottom out and just ride along the curb. After the end of Sector 1, you have the hairpin at the far end of the track. Very high speed, multiple lines. Gets you set up through the next section. Then an undulating DRS zone along the back of the course. Fun left-hander with a little bit of a braking zone after that DRS zone, setting up for the next DRS zone, which brings you back to the final corner and back to the main straight. So DRS very important here. Flow very important here. Very few heavy braking zones. So keeping momentum is kind of the name of the game. Love that we have a full grid for the full length race. I feel like that's been the preferred specialty race, where everyone's willing to give it a try, but certainly takes a toll on you physically, even from the comfort of your own home. As we come to the grid, formation lap will be underway, and let's get everything set up here. First of all, mediums and softs. Gold Killer in 4th on the softs, Turner in 12th on the softs, and Jesper in 17th on the softs. Everyone else on those yellow-walled medium tires. So, like, pretty much a two-stop strategy being embraced here. I can't really remember how the wear is affected when we stretch out the race lengths. It's like, does it turn into a 3-stop? I don't think so, based off of what I can recall. So I can see like a soft, medium, or a... Ooh, goodness, Ghost Viper on the formation lap goes wide, finds the wall. He is our pole sitter. Gotta keep it... Gotta get it back to the line. Can't Oscar Piastri this thing. Poor Oscar. Glad to see him actually finish a Grand Prix in the wee hours of the morning. If you're a sicko, or you're just like me and wait until the next day, watch the 30-minute recap, eat some breakfast. It's Ghost Viper's second consecutive pole position. He had pole position at Bahrain last week. Thriving in war-torn Middle East. I don't know. that was a little out of pocket, perhaps, but... Some drivers, I guess, refused to take their formation laps, so we always have quite a few disqualifications here. Poor pulling up to the grid, getting sent to the back of their box. And CAC Supreme in the Mercedes will be the last driver to pull back to the grid. And we are going to wait for the light sequence here before 50 laps around the Jeddah circuit. The Williams on the outside, Aston Martin on the inside. Towards turn 1, we have 4 and 5 red lights illuminated. And they are out. We are underway. Ghost Viper gets away pretty well. The Alpine of Gold Killer gets to the inside of Justin. They're going to be fighting side by side as we head towards turn 3. Pole sitter getting away cleanly. Has some shuffling behind. Gold Killer takes the position. And Gold Killer's teammate Master has been sent to the side, as well as Jesper. So an incident there into turn 3. We had mentioned the dangers of corner number 3. And we have another yellow. Let's see, have some side-by-side action still. Bolt, I believe, got into some trouble. Master has gotten around him. I don't see any damage to that Ferrari. Ooh, Gold Killer, or not Gold Killer, sorry, Ghost Viper finding the wall once more in the hairpin. So let's see, I want the position changes. Here we go. Remember that Gold Killer going aggressive on the soft compound. Already got 2 spots and looking for another as we come to the final corner of the track. Bingo Jimbo looks to the inside of Justin. That was for P3. Unable to complete a move. Continuing to feel it out. They are quite close together, though. These top 4. As Viper brings them back to turn 1. Side by side, Bingo Jimbo and Justin into turn 1. A lockup from the Red Bull. Justin's going to have a better line. There will be contact as they go side by side into 2. Still side by side as they head towards 3. Still side by side. Justin backs out there. Jimbo going aggressive, taking the position. At this point, it's just, we need to survive. It is lap 2. We have many, many more laps to go. Justin making the sensible decision to back out, even if it does cost him ultimately multiple positions. Issue in the following sector will drop him to P6. Godfather and what I believe is this PRL debut, holding the inside, maybe overshooting the corner, trying to hold off Rossi. Let's back here to Ruin get into some trouble. Yes, he's missing a front wing end plate, so rough start for him as his teammate is a couple spots ahead of him after starting P20. We'll keep an eye on those intervals, but we might have to get back to it as I want to kind of jump into this battle. P12, already getting some separation here. This is Craig in the Sauber, Goofy just behind, and we've brought out the full course safety car. What has happened? So many drivers that can't get there in time, but whew, some serious damage to, I think this is, oh yeah, Rusty, no wing to be spoken of. Same for Master on the Alpine. Damage to number. So the FIA brings out the full course safety car here on lap 2 of 50. Justin will hit the pit lane. He will make his mandatory stop. He and Turner, and then some of the other drivers I had previously mentioned who had front wing damage will go to the pit lane. So going medium to medium, actually, Justin and Turner. Pretty much everyone that had fallen to the rear and had damage is in as well. 13 drivers staying out. I'm going to guess the damage, something from one of those cars. No DNF, but enough that the FIA is bringing out the safety car for this one. Rusty, Ruin, and Master moving to the hard tire. Don't think it'll survive 40-some green flag laps, but maybe it sets them up for better strategy in the later going if we have another safety car. Excuse me. I guess we'll take a look at some movers here. A lot of it's been affected by these pit stops, but CAC started 20th, is up 8. He was up 6 even before the safety car came out, so on the move early. Craig up 6, Butler up 6 to P8, Goofy up 7 from 18th to 11. And Justin, we saw kind of get swamped a little bit, maybe thrown out of rhythm, and then made a pit stop, so he is down 12. Rusty, we saw a lot of damage to the front of that car. Same with Master. They are down 8 and 9, respectively. Some of the green flag movers. Gold Killer went aggressive on the start with the soft tire. Made up 2 positions quickly and was catching Ghost Viper. as the safety car came out. Perhaps a blessing for him as he can keep those softs in half-decent condition for a little bit longer. Rossi had made it past Godfather, maybe just before the safety car came out. The McLaren and the V-Carb. Rounding out your top 5. Yes, so I believe Godfather here, P5, making his debut in the league. Pharaoh at P9 and Bolts P13. I believe these are new drivers to the league, so I want to welcome each of you to Performance Racing League. We honored to have you. Thank you for joining us. And we really threw you in the deep end here with a 100% race for your debuts. Rather short safety car. I guess that was 2 laps and some change. So Ghost Viper will lead the field back. He's already moving rather quickly. I'd like to look at the telemetry, at least for the restarts. Master gets into the back of Rogue. This was near the rear of the field. Both have penalties now. Ghost Viper waiting to go, and now he goes. About the pit entry. We are back to green flag racing. Gold Killer, not a good jump. Bingo Jimbo is going to get around him as he gets to the... That was the outside, still side by side into turn 1. Still clanging, and there's a yellow, and that's given a penalty to Justin, unfortunately. Still side by side. No one giving an inch here through Sector 1, and Ghost Viper loves this. He's going to run away with it. I wish I could get a helicopter shot or something of this side-by-side battle, but alas. Gold Killer holding onto the spot. Puts Bingo Jimbo on the back foot. Rossi just behind. Will he get to the inside? Wheel not quite alongside, but a good look. V-Carb still 5th and 6th. The Haas's 7th and 8th. A lot of movement in the back. So there was a collision of sorts, so that Justin perhaps overtaking too early? I don't know how that works, because it went back to green flag conditions, and then he was given a ignoring yellow flag. See Cac trying to hold off Goofy. It's a big high-speed corner there. Curb can catch you out. Bingo Jimbo and Gold Killer going at it once more. No DRS, so Jimbo just getting a good run. Taking P2, but them battling for so long has let Ghost Viper extend his lead up to 1.7 seconds. Still side by side, Gold Killer and Rossi. So Gold Killer not having the best restart. Was immediately under threat from the Red Bull and has lost another position to Rossi into turn 1 on the next lap. The cars slither their way through Sector 1. Have had some movement here around 11th, 12th. Butler picking up, I believe, the first track limits penalty. He sits P8. Still a long way to go in this one. Lap 6 of 50. He leads this train as he's fallen away from his teammate Frosty. Oh, Butler around. Holds on to the car, though. Loses the rear end. We saw a big slide. It's gonna cost him a lot of time and a lot of positions, but he keeps his Haas facing the right way for the most part, and at least in one piece. So still on the back foot. Rusty trying to charge back through the field after a pit stop. They're going to go side by side towards the final corner. DRS for both of them. Rusty to the outside will make the move. couple of other moves in front. Look at this, just crowd of cars. Saw a lot of sliding there. We're trying to get to terms with their traction. Farrell will make a pass at the front of this field, and Craig was the only one without DRS. He will drop 2 spots as Pharaoh and CAC Supreme get by. Justin gets by Goofy. He's trying to recover as well. He's made a pit stop. Still needs to make another one, as I imagine everyone will, but has gone medium to medium. Craig catching that curb on the exit, like we mentioned, messes up his line, and he will get through. CAC has gone around? No. He's trying to recover at least. He's going to drop a ton of spots. So a mistake from the Mercedes man drops him to 16th. Back to the front, Ghost Viper, Bingo Jimbo. Jimbo is within a quarter of a second, more or less. We'll trail him through this DRS zone on the back straight. There's nothing really straight about this track, but we will call it the back straight. Setting himself up for another DRS opportunity here to the outside, and the Red Bull of Bingo Jimbo will take the lead of this one past the pole sitter Ghost Viper. Can he get slowed down enough? He can. Not a great apex, but will immediately have to go on the defensive as Ghost Viper will have DRS this time. Bit of a pass-repass situation. Goes defensive. Ghost Viper to the outside. How late can he go on the brakes? A little bit of a tap, wheel to wheel. And Jimbo holds onto the position still. This will bring Rossi a little bit closer. Justin has found himself at the front of this group now, getting by Pharaoh. Bit of a ways up the road to Frosty in P7. But 8th through 14th, and oh no, as Butler had another issue. He's out of rhythm. I think we caught Jesper, yep, riding the curb. It'll cost him some spots. And we have another yellow. I think we've gone back to green, but Godfather dropped some spots and some time. He and his teammate J-Story, I say teammate for the day, we're next to each other. Turner getting by Goofy with some DRS. Jimbo starting to pull away a bit on this lap. He has cleared that 1 second benchmark on Ghost Viper for the lead. A lot of movement behind Rusty and Craig and Master. Jesper getting by Number. Get back to 16th. Gets a kind of a poor exit, though. They're still going to be alongside. Have a couple of drivers hitting the pit lane. I wonder if there's some damage here. Maybe just serving penalties. Oh, what happened here? Gold Killer all sorts of out of whack. He has lost a ton of time now to the top 3. J-Story and Frosty are just behind. There's another yellow further back in the field. So Gold Killer, those softs, maybe not feeling so great anymore. Realize I don't have my timing app up. Perhaps he had caught that curb, gave it a ride. Now it's very much under threat. As that group, we mentioned from 8th to 14th was a big train. Well, 8th, 9th, and 10th, all a part of this chase for P4. This Gold Killer really starting to struggle. See, he will get past once and drop to P5. That's J-Story moving to P4. Frosty wants to do it next. Oh, Gold Killer will have DRS. No, he wants to go to the pit lane instead. That's understandable considering how the last few laps have gone for him. So Frosty and J-Story into turn 1. Godfather takes a peek, but backs out. He sets P6. Pharaoh and Turner side by side into turn 3. Always dangerous. Turner makes it work, though. Gets around the Red Bull driver. Takes P8. Gold Killer put on the hards. He's back out in P18. Bit of a gap to those in front. We got a long way to go in this race still. The key is to keep yourself in the race. Big overspeed there. Godfather takes the outside as Frosty got defensive, and he will take the position, but leaves himself open to an attack here. Head towards the final corner. Covers the inside. It's going to leave the outside. Can Justin make it a 2-for-1? Still side by side through the final corner. Just enough space afforded, and Justin takes the position. He's back up to P5. Great move there by the Aston Martin driver. Rapidly approaching J-Story still. Frosty and Godfather side by side into 1. Frosty holding that position. So, Justin, what was that penalty again? It is a 10-second? Okay. That's right, that was the ignoring yellow flags. So that is still looming, but still another pit stop will need to be made. But for now, we'll have another 3 seconds added to that. But for now, chasing down J-Story for P4. It's a long way up the road, but now a battle emerging for P2. Ghost Viper falling away from Jimbo. He was a second slower than Rossi last time around. And Rossi wanting to pounce, moving 1 step up the podium. Bit of a slide there. And that Crow McLaren. This group holding position through the DRS zone. I think Justin knows he has to wait a little bit longer to try to make a move that will stick. To the outside as J-Story goes defensive. And Justin into P4 for the time being. Okay, 3 consecutive DRS zones here at Jeddah. You really have to play your cards right. It's a good launch out of the final corner. I think he's going to hold the spot. Yeah, not close enough to make a move under braking. So Justin, slightly better tires right now. Gold Killer gets by Butler as he's caught this train. Will have to pick his way through. Rossi all over the back of the Williams. He looks to the inside. Holding the inside through that high-speed hairpin at the end of the course. He is clear. He's moved into P2. And the braking flick to the right and the left. We'll have to defend here. So we're on board with the McLaren driver. Looking back at Ghost Viper in P3. Ghost Viper not close enough through this zone. Godfather was close enough to get by Frosty, though. And Rossi's teammate Turner chasing them as well. Rusty gets by Goofy and side by side into the final corner. Rossi had gotten by, but they are still side by side as they head towards the start-finish line. Viper's going to clear him. No battery left, it looks like, for Rossi, so he's going to have to recharge and go at him again. As these two have battled, Jimbo pulled another 1.5 seconds on him that lap. But the fastest car on track was Turner that last lap, it seems. Some other movement here in the midfield. Still have quite a few battles on our hands. Ruin Rogue responding to Gold Killer with a DRS overtake. Or Gold Killer on the freshest tires of the group. Master on fresh softs, actually. I imagine he feels he's being held up, which he is. But you have to pass them just the same. There are a few non-DRS spots to make a move at, like this one as we head towards the hairpin. Gold Killer gets by the Mercedes of Rogue. Rossi still charging back up to make another run at Ghost Viper for P2. And the other McLaren of Turner's found himself in near the front of this group that is now P5 to P10. That's a Rusty getting to this group as well as Frosty will hit the pit lane. 13 laps on the mediums. He will make his first pit stop. We'll see where he pops out in a moment. Goofy loses it into turn 1. Easy to do here, but he will keep going. He'll just lose a lot of time to Jesper, who is now P11. Frosty, another medium stint. He will come out alongside his teammate, Butler. Or just ahead, actually. Goofy had some issues with the handling on that car. Let's actually go to Jesper and CAC. This is P11, P12. Jesper, who I overstated his age and experience last week, but I thought it was really funny as a bit, so I think I'm going to continue doing this. Holding on to P11. Rusty, who I'm sure is older than Jesper, just takes P8 from Faro, and Turner gets by J-Story with some DRS help to move into the top 5. 2 McLarens now in the top 5. Gonna have to go defensive once more, and a yellow. We have a slow car. I think they've gotten going again. Turner holding on. Jesper and CAC nose to tail. We head towards the line. Tucked in is CAC. He'll get to the bottom. Not quite close enough for a move. He does force Jesper to go a touch deep. Can he go do the up and under? Not quite. Can't quite get the bite at the to the rears as they come out of turn 2. Bolton, the Ferrari, will take his first pit stop. Perhaps his second pit stop. Moves to the hard tires. Oh, Gold Killer now getting by CAC. He's now in this battle for P11. And Frosty could be rapidly approaching this as well. He's on those fresh medium tires. Should get a nice lap in by the Haas driver. This time around, Gold Killer, DRS, fresh or better tires. Gets to the outside of Jesper and into clean air. Dumping battery here, just trying to stay ahead. As Bingo Jimbo, our leader, hits the pit lane for the first time today. We'll see when he comes out. It is quite a gap to Justin. Jimbo comes out just behind Justin. Just behind. So it didn't quite work out for him. He will have to get by. He's on the new hards. He's going to hold him up on this out lap. CAC and Jesper still going at it for P12. Think he will have an opportunity, though. But, man, this is not what you want to see. There was a bit of buffer. between Jimbo and P2 Ghost Viper and Rossi. He gets to the inside into the hairpin and gets clear of the Aston Martin driver, so just one sector needed as he came out behind him to get in front of him into clean air. 10.5 seconds up the road is P2 and P1. It was very important for Jimbo's race there to get by quickly, minimizing the time loss. But as I mentioned, a lot of time was there as a buffer before the pit stop. So it went pretty well for him. So yeah, saw this move coming. Rusty trying to get by J-Story. So we're in the time where those fresher hard tires, slightly fresher hards, are better than the mediums. So Rusty making his way back through. He's already made one pit stop under the safety card, put on those new hards, and he is charging through. Now up to P7. Looks up the road to Godfather, who is yet to pit. Will not be close enough through this zone. I'm going to go back to Frosty here, who's on fresh tires, tracking down Cac Supreme. Has DRS. I'm not sure. He's not really getting a good read on where the Mercedes is going, so he gets to the outside. Is he going to get by before the braking zone? He will. I think Cac trying to find the line there. So Frosty having to be a little bit tentative, but does get by. But for how long? Cac overspeed, DRS to the outside, making Frosty's life a little bit difficult here. Still side by side, final corner. Some DRS chicken, perhaps? Yes, the Mercedes will have DRS. We'll hop to Faro here in the pit lane, putting on the hards. And Frosty just doesn't. He's been caught in traffic here. Almost made it to the front of the group, but stuck behind Cac. We saw Bingo Jimbo fastest lap of the race at 1:31.8 his last lap. That was 3.5, 4 seconds faster than Viper and Rossi. Frosty held up in the 1:36s. See, just made the move on Cac. Ooh, saw the rears try to give up a little bit through the high-speed hairpin. Oh, we have a move for the lead on track. Rossi Ghost Viper through the DRS zone. Sorry I missed that. So Rossi out in front of this one. For the time being, will go defensive to the inside, does not have the flap open, and Ghost Viper will take it right back. And yet again, big time gain from Bingo Jimbo that lap. 1:31.5 is the fastest lap of the race now. He was 4 seconds faster than Rossi and 4.5 seconds faster than Viper that lap. He might be in DRS by the next time we get to the zone. I call it Godfather heading to the pits in the V car, pitting from around the top 5. Yeah, Jimbo already half a second away, right up to the rear, but he loses the car. A big slide right as he catches the top 2, and all of that work. Say, at least he had been making it up quickly, but man, 2 laps of work 8 seconds of work down the drain immediately. Goes from on the rear to 3 seconds back. That high-speed hairpin, it's all about momentum, about being able to get the throttle down cleanly on exit. It is somewhat banked, so the tires want to give out away from you on the rears. That's what happened there. A good save to keep it out of the wall, at least. So it could have gone much worse for Jimbo, but it could have gone much better as well. Rusty and Turner going at it for P5 on track. Gold Killer looking at perhaps his next victim, J-Story, who will hit the pit lane instead after 19 laps. Gold Killer will take P7. He's not entirely out of this one either. We'd started on the softs. Can go a long way on the hard tires. Some movement through turn 1. Frosty and Goofy. J-Story comes out P14 behind Pharaoh, who had recently pit. Pharaoh and Godfather close together through the first sector. Godfather has fresh mediums on, trying to get away, try to pick up some time and move forward. Call out a battle for P16 real quick. Godfather gets by Jesper for P11, so putting some space in between him and some other runners. Side by side to turn 3, Master falls in behind Butler, who completes the move. Bingo Jimbo gets around Rossi, DRS. He'll stay to the outside, leave each other just enough room. But about on exit here, as Rossi tries to respond, who will have the DRS between the two? Both will have DRS, actually, as Ghost Viper, the leader, will not, and Jimbo, lap 21, back in front. Already has a pit stop advantage, pretty much. He's on fresher, hard tires. Ghost Viper and Rossi on the same old mediums they had started the event on. And already a second up the road is Bingo Jimbo. Goofy to the pit lane. We'll watch this battle. It's a 3-car battle for P5 now. Gold Killer rapidly moving his way through. Frosty finally released. He's P8, but a long way to go to rejoin this battle up ahead. Gold Killer running in the 132s right now. A ton of pace. The Alpine driver trying to get around Turner. I think we're about to have moves all over the place on the field. Yep, Pharaoh moves to P10 past CAC as Gold Killer gets around Turner. Gets clear of him. And Rusty is next. 7 laps, fresher tires for Gold Killer. Will Rusty be next? It won't be on this zone. It may be the next as we head back towards start-finish line. Jimbo at the front, pulling away a ton of time. Already 3 seconds up the road. I think he's in full control of this race. As we watch Gold Killer get to the inside. A weird visual glitch on the front of Rusty's wing. I don't know if you saw that. The end plate was like bouncing around a bit, leaving room on the inside. Nice clean racing. Nice and fair here. And Gold Killer moves to P5. Justin running all by his lonesome here at P4, really racing against the timing sheet. I think he has 13 seconds of penalties to his name, so he'll be dropped to somewhere around Frosty. Two other battles here. Pharaoh picking his way through the field, so is Godfather. I think Pharaoh's really just fathering him. No, maybe. I don't know. Pharaoh following Godfather. both on rather fresh tires. They're both running in the low 134s. They've picked away by CAC. J-Story trying to follow as well. This is a bit further back. As Jimbo, fresh air, fastest lap of the race. Well into the 131 still. We're on board with J-Story for P12. Will he make a move here? Not quite. That's just all the way to third. DRS here at just such a big speed advantage here. All the way down to the final corner. May have enough here where he may be able to defend into turn 1. Yeah, already quite the gap. Over half a second. Give one last look back at CAC Supreme. And J-Story is pretty cleanly into P11. A little further ahead, that Pharaoh and Godfather battle. Pharaoh getting a touch closer as they snake through Sector 1. There's Frosty. Turner still in a bit of a dance with Rusty. Both had pitted in that first safety car period. 20 lap old tires. We are approaching the halfway point of this one. Or with the 50% race, this race would be just about over. But still another half of race to go. Anything can happen. It's where the mistakes start getting made, really. See, watching Rusty... Let's actually see if we can see it on Turner. It's like one of the logos on Rusty's end plate. It's like kind of bouncing around, like the kick logo. Fun stuff here. Pharaoh, almost into the back of Godfather on his sister team. He's actually sandwiched between those on the sister team. We'll have DRS once again, stationed right in the middle. To the outside. Ooh, a bit of a slide on the lockup there by Godfather. And Pharaoh will get by. Sorry, what did that message say? Sort of way to change your fan zone thing. I think only at the end of every season. Who was that? I saw the message, I didn't see the name. But yes, only at the end of every quote-unquote season in the game can you change your fan zone team and driver. At this point, everyone should just pick Haas because it seems like they win. It's like, is it Haas or Hulkenberg or like guaranteed dubs? That's how I got the gold next to my name. I just lucked out. I haven't done anything in this game. I'm just a freeloader. Yeah, it's like every few weeks or months or whatever, they start a new season. As Rossi into the pit lane, he's got 24 laps on the mediums. He's going to put on the hards, and he is firmly in one-stop territory. So yeah, we're getting to that time now, especially those who started on the mediums, getting to the halfway point. Looking to jump to the hards to complete the race. If you're on the hards, probably a bit further to try to take the mediums 20 or so laps. But we are well within that window, and we can see a bit of a shuffling here. Rossi comes out in clean air. Pretty good stop. 8 seconds behind his teammate Turner. So some clean air to try and undercut Ghost Viper. Or create some distance between him and the Williams driver. Gold Killer's still on the charge. He's caught Justin. He was a second and a half faster last lap. Or just thereabouts. So he'll be within the clutches of DRS. Turner still following behind Rusty. It seems like he's been behind him for a while now. Perhaps trying to extend on these medium tires. But the dirty air might not be helping that. But just controlling his pace. Ghost Viper, our leader, or sorry, P2, to the pit lane. See if he's getting undercut by Rossi here. Puts on the hard tires at the halfway point. Rossi will come out ahead, but not too far ahead. So these two will continue their race-long battle on track from P5 and P6. And at this rate, Jimbo has a pit stop advantage. He is cruising, still running in the 131s. And Justin being caught rapidly by Gold Killer, who was also still running in the 133s. Come back to that. Some battling here. Piece 15 and 16. That's Bolt and Butler. Butler getting by into turn 1. Sure everybody's getting some screen time here. I think once we get some more pit stops in, I'll switch it over to the position change so we can get a little bit more of a broader view at how the race has gone for some of these guys. Ghost Viper a second now behind Rossi. It's about where he came out. And Justin losing out to Gold Killer on the front straight. That's DRS assisted. And Gold Killer should run away with this one. Rusty to the pit lane. 24 laps on the hards. I think he has another set of hards to throw on. Or, I mean, he could go mediums too. We're in that window. We have a yellow on track. A slow Ferrari. Is that Bolt? Yep, Bolt trying to get going again. A mistake in Sector 2. He's got to drop him to P19. Has been a rough go for the Ferraris today. Rusty comes back out on the fresh medium tires, just behind Turner. So Turner actually undercutting Rusty Oil Can there. Rusty may have the better tire in the short run. Still very close, but let's see how that works out in 20 laps or so. They make their way through the hairpin. Ahead, we have a bit of a battle still. Farrow has moved to P6 with some of these pit stops. Frosty behind. Yeah, Bolt calls it a day, our first DNF. He retires in the pit lane. And yeah, just a rough day for Ferrari so far, as a number also running near the rear of the field. Justin to the pit lane. 25 laps on those mediums. Sure, they're screaming out, begging to be put down. And after serving 10 seconds of his 13-second penalty, he can put on new tires. It's going to send him a long way down the board, though. Here we go. 4 cars in a bit of a battle for what is now P5. Justin may get out ahead of Goofy. It's going to be close. We'll watch the track map there. He still has 3 seconds of penalties he has to keep in mind with, but has fresh tires and some clean air as he does get out ahead. Yeah, I bet those mediums were barking. As probably the same thing for Jesper too. It would run 25 laps on those mediums. Yeah, a lot of rubber clippings coming off of those mediums. So Jesper moves to the hards as well to get through the rest of this race. He'll come out P16 just ahead of Master. But actually needs to get some temperature into those tires. We'll hop to that real quick. Master 7 laps on his hards. But has the temperature in him. Just for still having to generate that. Am I seeing some ghosting here? Unsure. Yeah, Jesper is kind of ghosted for me. Is everyone ghosted? Okay. Interesting. Oh, it's because Bingo Jimbo is lapping them, it appears. Yes, alright. That makes sense. We'll go back to this battle. On the back half of the top 10. Godfather, J-Story, Frosty. Chasing down Pharaoh. Turner still has Rusty chasing him down. Yeah, Jimbo well clear of all of this at the front. And into lap traffic. This is a Master he is catching. Master sits P16. And 26, nearly 27 seconds behind all this is Gold Killer, who will definitely need to make another pit stop, but could be aggressive with mediums. And really push through the final stage of this race. Rossi and Ghost Viper have been tangling all race long as they head towards their lap number 30. I feel like lap 30 is a good time to look at our... Excuse me. I don't know what's going on. Ever. Our movers since the beginning of this race. So the V-Carb's going back and forth. J-Story tried to get a look around, but does only make a look. Turner and Rusty side by side into turn 1. This is for P9, P10. They have been battling all race as well. Still side by side, and Turner gets clear once more. Still holding on to the position. Anyway, biggest movers. I'm Goofy up 6. Cac Supreme up 6. Pharaoh up 6 as well. He's from 11th to 5th. Rossi up 4. And the big droppers, Justin, it's kind of offset on his strategy, so he's down 9. Will not need to make another stop for sure. Master down 6. Rogue and Butler down 4. Ghost Viper down 3. And we just saw he picked up time penalty. So falling away from Rossi rather quickly now is our pole sitter, who finds himself further and further away from a podium. He just turned in his fastest lap of the race, at least. This one will be a bit slower. To the pit lane. Oh, yes, I see now. He has wing damage. So that would explain going off the track, picking up damage. Gold Killer in as well. He puts on mediums. And Ghost Viper will need a wing change, and will go hard to hard here. This will cost our pole sitter a ton of time and drop him outside the top 10. Bit of a recovery drive now. Gold Killer comes out in the midst of this battle with Pharaoh and crew, but he is in front of it at least. This has worked out pretty well for Gold Killer, actually. So, fresh mediums. Still a long way to go to Rossi ahead, but can really push over the next 20 laps. I say really push. It's still reasonably push. It's not like he has to take him 25 or so laps. It's 20. Should find some pace as we go further into this stint. Of course, it will start to fall off at the end. Watching Rossi, who's half a minute behind leader Bingo Jimbo. There's Gold Killer, who has started to pull away from that battle we had mentioned many times, actually. Frosty has fallen away from this as his tires are a bit older than the others. It's being brought towards Rusty and Turner, who are still going at it. while coming together, Frosty will go to the pit lane. 17 laps on the mediums is enough for him. Could go mediums again if he has them. And Turner hasn't felt the need to go for that move. See him backing out pretty early. Let's check in on some of these other runners. So Justin Ghost Viper, who just came out with a new wing, is P10 after pitting. Looking at the back of Justin, it's P9. Frosty comes out 12th. He's going to be in a bit of a battle with Goofy for P11 soon. Godfather, we saw just ahead, gets to the back of Pharaoh but does not make the move there. How about here? Nose to tail to the inside. We have a Red Bull sandwich with V-carb bread. As Gold Killer puts down the fastest lap of the race. Godfather all the way to the inside, going defensive. His teammate J-Story will get to the outside, try to make it a twofer. Gets to the outside, has his teammate just ahead under braking, though. They will keep it nice and clean and steady. Pharaoh's going to lose out on 2 positions in a sector or so and bring Rusty into this battle. And Turner for that battle. So, P4 to P8. All scrapping. Frosty makes the move for P11. That's fresh tires on old tires. Go back to this battle. Rusty smells blood in the water. Big late braking move to get to the inside of Pharaoh into the hairpin. He'll get there. Is going to not have momentum on the way out. So Pharaoh running in the top 5. But those aging hards hurting him for now. As Turner has better tires as well, and DRS. Both will have DRS. Will there be a dive here? No, not going to be close enough. Into the back of the Red Bull he goes, just a little bit too late on the brakes. And it kind of sets them all out of whack. Unable to make the move there. Do want to call out our leader, Jimbo, just came into the pits for new mediums, is still 12 seconds ahead. As the V-Carb teammates side by side through the final corner. Maybe a little bit of a wall slap there for J-Story. And Godfather will move up to P4. Pharaoh realizes he's been swamped and will come to the pit lane. And all of this, Rusty is P4. He makes his move with the DRS help. And Rusty Oil Can back into the top 5. He's been all over the place today, position-wise, after the pitting under the very early safety car. Set him to the back of the field for a bit. He's been in a number of battles, most notably and most extensively with Turner, but has put a couple of cars between him and his McLaren rival. Just like that, 4th through 9th all together. Justin joining the back of this train. Pharaoh comes out P12. Has a second to Goofy and 13 laps better tires. Turner, Ghost Viper. Is Viper trying to make his way back through? He was the pole sitter running in the podium spots for a while. Oh, he hits the wall pretty hard on exit. Wonder if he picks up any damage there. You'd already had to come into the pit lane to fix some damage. The room was left, so he thought about it, kind of thought about it. It was very tentative, leaving the door open. Everyone pretty much has DRS, though, so that will not give him an advantage. It's Rusty still leading this train, ahead of the 2 V-carbs of Godfather and Story. Turner and Ghost Viper definitely trying to feel out a move, make his way back through the field. And Justin has also had an eventful day similar to Rusty. Much further back to Frosty, Pharaoh, who just got by Goofy. I do like that with the long races. So many different strategies you can see. Frosty gets caught out on that curb. It's going to cost him time. Great news for Pharaoh. And Jimbo, fresh tires, breaks into the 129s. I'd say there's still a couple of drivers that will still pit with 15 laps to go. I could see Story and Godfather. Craig almost certainly. Rusty holding on against Godfather. Oh, much older tires for the V-Carb driver. DRS, big help around here, though. We're going to look back as a crowd of cars nearly go 3 wide. Justin, huge overspeed. Will he get to the outside of the V-Carb? He won't. The V-Carb of Godfather does get by Rusty, though, so a lot of moves being made there. Shuffling of the order from 4th to 9th. Much different levels of tire wear all in this group. Craig has come into the pits. 27 lap old hards. Think he'll hit some mediums this time. Wonder what the longest stint on softs has been today. Detail penalties. So we'll start to kind of take a look at these. We're in the last quarter of the race or so. Oh, Rusty DRS overtake on Godfather. So they head towards the final sector. To battle ahead, J-Story just getting to the outside into the final corner. Viper wants to do the same. Run tucked in. Oh, a big speed difference there. 3 wide into turn 1 and backs out of it. There's going to be a half spin from Godfather, who holds on to it somehow. Now we're going to head down towards turn 3, nearly side by side. 5 cars all within a second and a half, 2 seconds of each other. Very, very eventful right now in the upper midfield and back of the lead pack. And Justin just wants to get to the front of this group so he can run away and build that buffer. That's going to be offset with penalties. Ghost Viper up to P6. That's out of the hairpin. It's been a good overtaking spot today. Is he going to have DRS here, though? No. He's going to be caught out here. He's going to separate the field. This group somewhat broken up. Can he get it this time? Trying to look forward, but having to be defensive. And Justin definitely trying to go forward. Got really, really close. Did not want to make the move there. Will he make it into 1? Frosty gets by Pharaoh. And Justin moves into P4 on track. J-Story getting by Turner. Into turn 1. Can we keep the line good enough here? Still side by side. And Story comes away with P7. Pharaoh able to respond on Frosty. Godfather had hit the pit lane. And he comes out P11, has a long way to go just to catch the Frosty Pharaoh duo, much less the group he was with, who was 8.5 seconds ahead of them, so long way to go. And he's on the soft tires, so maybe a long way for the soft tire, but we will see. Let's make the most of it in the early going. Viper and Rusty going at it now, as Justin had got clear of the Sauber driver. Viper wants to do the same. DRS open to the final corner, and he does get clear of him. Will he be able to secure it with a good defense into turn 1? All the way to the inside as we go across the line. Still a long way to go to turn 1. Drifts to the high side to get a better line. And will hold on to P5 on track. Much like Justin ahead, has a penalty he wants to create a buffer for. Frosty and Pharaoh still going at it into turn 1. Oh, Ghost Viper another 3 seconds. So he had actually been considered ahead on the timing sheet, but now he's on equal footing with Justin. Well, here we'll go over to this real quick. Craig getting by Jesper. He's on fresh medium tires. Long way to go to those in front, but might be pushing to get by if Goofy feels like he needs to stop again. Could be looking at a position there. Rogue and Butler DRS overtake on the main straight. That's Rogue moving to 17th on track. Justin just ran his, well, not the last lap, I guess the previous lap, his fastest lap of the race. Oh, and we have a yellow. I believe that was number, oh, what was this? Butler off track, side by side with Ruin Rogue. I believe that was a pit lane retirement from number, so just a bad day for the Ferraris. It happens. It's just a bad and also a long day with the 100% race, so neither of the Scarlet Ferraris will make it to the checkered flag. Bingo Jimbo out front in the Red Bull, counting down the laps till he sees that checkered flag. It's now 10 to go. He's pretty much a pit stop clear of Rossi Games on much better tires, everything. Rossi has been holding steady. He was in a battle with Ghost Viper for a while for P2. Ghost Viper in a battle for P4, speak of the devil. And Gold Killer with some interesting strategy, gets around his lapped teammate, has found himself in P3 during this very long race. Viper, will he get to the inside of Justin? Doesn't quite want to make the move there, and it actually messes up his braking pretty badly. He'll get a good run out, and blows by the Aston Martin to take P4. Slightly better tires for the Williams. Let's see if Justin's going to be able to hold on to that rear wing. Keep the word Kraken in sight and get a chance to respond over the next 10 laps. The rest of this group that was so tightly knit previously, much like all your friends from high school, have slowly drifted apart. Oh. I'm sorry. That was a little too close for home. But all 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds. Frosty behind Pharaoh for P9. These two have been going at it for a while. Godfather slowly catching. He has turned in his fastest lap of the race last time around, a 1:31.9. That was a little less than a second faster. I think it's pretty hard to keep up that pace, but he could be in a battle for P9 by the end of this race. Ghost Viper going defensive. They head to start lap 42. Tucked in. Looks at the outside. Tries to take a tight turn 2. Not quite close enough, though. Frosty and Pharaoh side by side towards turn 1. Leaving space. Some great battling here between the two. But side by side into turn 3 is not going to go. Pharaoh knows this. Backs out. Frosty goes a bit deep. Wonder if he picked up a warning there. So the battle rages on for P9. Those are the only two battles going on right now on track. Because after 43 laps, the field tends to get spread out. And we had a full safety car on like lap 2. And since then, we have gone green. The occasional yellow flag out as Justin gets by Ghost Viper for P4. Oh, Frosty and Pharaoh have caught J-Story, who's on rather hard tires, excuse me. Going defensive, holding the inside, forces the Haas to the outside to turn in, and there's a tap. There's a car coming out of the pit lane, too. Very busy here, and J-Story's going to lose 2 spots. A bit of a tap as Frosty tried to make his way around J-Story. Sent him sliding off to the side, but a good save. Regardless, it does cost him 2 positions. So that's Frosty to 8th, Pharaoh to 9th. That's only P8 is on the table for both the Haas and the Red Bull driver. Team-wise today, that's a pretty good performance from the Red Bulls. P9 looking at a possible P8. And our leader, who's walking away with this one. Other solid duos, maybe even better so. Rossi in second place, and Turner P7 for the McLarens. The V-Carbs have been pretty close together all race, but this might be the lowest they've been, P10 and P11. Ghost Viper and the Williams, 5th, now 4th, still in a battle with Justin on the front straightaway. His teammate Goofy is 12th. Turner's starting to fall away from Rusty a bit. It's actually caught him by a couple of tenths the last lap, so was really close to him. A little bit further away, now a little bit closer. Pharaoh and Frosty. Their way to the sector line. Pharaoh ahead. I wonder if a mistake was made by the Haas driver that has dropped him about a second and a half already. See the car sliding. See fights to get to the hairpin. A ghosted Mercedes in the background. I believe that's... it could be Rogue. So not in this battle. Justin and Ghost Viper another lap around, another time through to turn 1, and it's Justin's turn to take the inside and complete the move. And these two have gotten clear of Rusty by more than those 6 seconds, so they are fighting for P4. Oh, Gold Killer as, oh wow, was nearly 2 seconds faster than Rossi last time around. This could be a battle for P2 in a few moments' time. Getting closer and closer. Let's see about this lap as Rossi will hit the line. 133.2 and a 132.5, so less than a second gain that time, but only a second... 1.7, 1.5 seconds between the two. 5 laps to go here around the Jeddah Corniche circuit. Viper's turn to go on the offensive. Gets to the inside. Another lap. Another change in position for P4. Turner has caught Rusty. He will make a move into turn 1 as well, to the high side, and will make the move well before the braking zone. So these two are going to be in a battle for P6. They've been scrapping all day. And just like that, we have 3 different battles within the top 7. As Gold Killer well within DRS, and we'll have the flap open through this next section. Oh, we've got a yellow. Make sure nothing catastrophic has happened through here. I think Godfather caught Jay's story and then possibly made a mistake. So we'll go back to 11th. Down the front straight. And the battle for P2 rages on. Rossi will hold on to it this time. Gold Killer not quite close enough for a move. Justin will have another opportunity into turn 1. And Rusty did not have a great corner there. Actually, there's a lap car between him and Turner. Gold Killer unable to make the move into 1. Justin able to make the move into 1, however. As they start lap 47. Pharaoh involved in this battle for P6 all of a sudden. He has joined this crew. Well, he was running in the 132s last time around. Second faster than Turner and 2 seconds faster than Rusty. So he has joined the fray for P6. He's been able to escape Frosty. Godfather recatches his teammate's story and makes the move. That's aging softs on old hearts. Goofy and Cack going at it for P12. Yeah, battles all over the place now in the final 3 laps of this race. Gold Killer thought about a move into the final corner. He's gonna wait. Oh, a tap. Maybe not quite enough room left on exit. And Gold Killer going to blow by as they get to the start-finish line. Bit further back, Ghost Viper getting closer and closer. And once again was pretty much alongside, but backs out of the move. Turner, some space as Pharaoh has gotten by Rusty. And Frosty has been brought into this as well, so maybe those 20-lap-old mediums are just not feeling good for the oil can. Yeah, some oversteer, then understeer out. He hits the wall. It's going to bring Frosty into this. And Rusty just trying to hold on for what is going to be 3 more laps of torture for the Sauber driver. He's fighting for P6, and now a P9 is certainly possible. Gold Killer and Rossi still going at it as Bingo Jimbo comes across the line to start the penultimate lap of round 3 of season 16 of Performance Racing League. This is our Sunday second tier. Very excited that we have 2 of them again. If you want tier 1 action, stick around. I believe Fridge will have that on his channel in about a half hour's time. Some of these guys will be running double duty. I can't believe you would do two 100% races back to back, but we have some sick bastards in this league. They are about to expose themselves. Ghost Viper around the outside of Justin. This time into the final corner, not wanting to wait as they head to 2 laps to go. Yeah, huge gap between Jimbo. Yeah, long way to go. Oh, it's actually a bit further back. Long, yeah. Jimbo has run away with this one. Turner not running away with anything. Well, he's running away from Farrow, who gets to the outside. They are side by side into turn 1. Will there be enough space left? I'd say so. Side by side out of 2. Turn 3 coming up. You do not want to be side by side here. Does anyone want to back out though? No. They go side by side into 3. Still side by side into 4. Neither driver giving an inch. The McLaren's got a muscle ahead. Turner takes it. Back into P6 he goes. The Ghost comes through. Rusty watching on. Frosty just behind. And we've got, it's either Cack or Rogue chilling in the middle of all this as well. As Bingo Jimbo has started his final lap of the race. He's almost been an afterthought. He's been so far ahead, but I have to call out just how good of a race it's been from the Red Bull driver. Did not start on pole. What did he start? 3rd? 2nd? But as the long race has gone on, has had a ton of pace, as others got into battles, made quick work of the other front runners, and has just walked away. Gold Killer has gotten clear of Rossi, but this battle of Ghost Viper and Justin will continue all the way to the final flag. Justin to the inside. And this battle, as they come across the line to start the final lap, Turner, Farrow, Frosty, Rusty, all together. Rusty losing out on another position. Those mediums at the tail end of their lifespan. And Frosty trying to get by Farrow. They've been scrapping together for most of the race. But Bingo Jimbo at the front will take the checkered flag. A dominant win from the Red Bull driver. Gold Killer didn't know how this race is going to pan out for him after the early stop, but he's going to come home second, barring any disaster. Another great run for Rossi Games. We'll leave him on the podium. And Justin and Ghost Viper are going to have to hash it out between themselves. Who will get P4? This has been a battle over the last 10, 15 laps or so. Both drivers kind of in a recovery mode for a lot of the race. So who is going to get it? Ghost Viper is not close enough into the final corner. Will he have enough battery? He won't have the DRS open for near long enough. Justin's going to hold on to P4. Ghost Viper will be 5th. Turner, what a battle for him all race. Going heavily defensive against Farrow into the final corner. Will Farrow get a better exit? He'll be right on the rear of the McLaren, but will not be close enough. Turner, P6. Good run for him. And Farrow and Frosty and Rusty will come home P9. Godfather will come across the line, and we're just going to wait for his teammate J Story to hit the checkered. The last of 11 cars on the lead lap. Ooh, a second to breathe. Had so many battles there in the final 10 laps or so. But no battle for the win. No battle for the win. That belonged solely to Jimbo. We'll raise that trophy. He is race winner and fastest lap getter. Pharaoh gets driver of the day and most overtakes. I think I would go Jimbo just for sheer dominance, but Pharaoh's a pretty good pick as well, and cleanest driver is Gold Killer. So your final results, Bingo Jimbo from third on the grid, a dominant win. Gold Killer 35 seconds back and finishes second. Rossi, the final podium getter on the one-stop strategy. Justin started second, will finish fourth. Pips, our pole sitter, goes fiber to the line. And then Turner is sixth. Pharaoh seventh. Frosty eighth. Rusty ninth. Godfather 10th. Then there's Jay Story, the final driver on the lead lap. And Cac, Goofy, Craig, Jesper, Butler, Rogue, Master, all a lap down. And then Number and Bolt, the two Ferraris, unable to finish this one. So thanks for sticking around for what has been a marathon. I guess it's an hour and a half, so only 10, 15 minutes longer than the usual broadcast. But you get the one-shot qualifying, and then you get a breather, and then it is nonstop action for the 100% race. So thanks for sticking around with me. This has been Performance Racing League, Sunday Tier 2. I've been Hoop BK. And hopefully we will see you next week at wherever we're going to be next week. Let's see how quickly I can look that up. I'm going to guess that's Monza. I hope that's Monza and not Imola. See the Italian flag. Yep, Monza. So the Temple of Speed next week for our Sunday racers. And that's just on this channel. We have Sunday Tier 1 action coming up on Fridge's channel in less than 30 minutes time, so make sure you check that out. I'm going to plug the Discord, which is in the description. I'll plug the YouTube and the Twitch channels. Check those out. And once again, I'm Hoop BK. Have a great night.